Alright, you guys, outside of Pete's garage today. I'm on the Niagara River, upper Niagara River, and this is about as much guts as I got. I'm not getting any closer to the brink of Niagara Falls. I'm about a mile from the brink of Niagara Falls. If my jet ski doesn't start up, I'm going over the falls. Here, I'll just show you. That's how close I am to Niagara Falls. Yeah, that's the brink of the falls right there. Alright, my jet ski started. I'm in good shape. I'll turn around. But that's about a mile. That mist right there, that mist is the mist coming off the top of the falls. So if I keep going this direction, if I put the jet ski in full blast, in about 3 minutes I'd be going over Niagara Falls. As a matter of fact, I think I'm in illegal water right now because I'm past the safety buoy. Let me go back over here. There's a safety buoy in the water right there, that white buoy. Once you get past that, the Coast Guard gets notified. So I think I'm going to get in trouble here pretty soon. But looking back up the Niagara River, there's a Grand Island Bridge way, way back there. And I'm way, way up here. All the way down. And there's Niagara Falls right there. Those are the water inlets right there. And there's the falls. I'm going to turn around now. I think it's a good time to turn around. It's a lot scarier than you think. About a mile. Less than a mile. Yeah, I'd say it's about a mile. Alright. I don't have any more guts. I'm turning around. Okay, for those of you who don't know much about the upper Niagara River, the Niagara River starts at the mouth of, or where Lake Erie dumps into Niagara River. The Niagara River comes down and it splits around Grand Island. And right now I'm on the upper Niagara River. And this side of the river is the United States, and that's Grand Island. So the river goes around the other side of the Grand Island, and it goes around that corner. Around that corner is Niagara Falls. That's where I just was. And on this side is Canada. So right now I'm kind of in the middle of the water, and I'm right on the border of Canada and the United States. There's Canada. Canada's on this side, and United States is on this side. And you can see how the river goes around, kind of goes around in a bend there, and that's where it goes around. It joins in the upper Niagara River, and Lake Erie is that way. The upper portion of the Niagara River here is very popular for boating because the water stays relatively calm because it's flowing. The current right now is, I'm looking at shore, and current is about 5-6 miles an hour. And the interesting thing about this part of the river is that you can see where it starts to speed up. Now, I'm in the water right now. I'm looking down, and the water's about, I'm going to guess, 25 feet deep. Right on shore there, close to shore, it gets as shallow as 1 or 2 feet deep. And then if you look this way, that boat's going by, so I'm catching some of the wake here. But up around the corner there, and there are parts where you can see the water start to get ripples in it, and I'm kind of right in an area right now where the slope of the river changes and it speeds up. So it's shallow up there. Further up the river, it's probably only about 6 or 7 feet deep. It gets about 20 feet deep here, and then it goes down, and right before Niagara Falls, right where I was above the Niagara Falls, it stays about 7-8 feet deep, and then it drops down to about 4 or 5, even down to 3 feet deep before it goes over Niagara Falls. So I was right around that curve. You can see where that curve is, and I was right around that curve, right above Niagara Falls, and I was about a mile above the falls there, and current's going pretty good there, and it's a little more scary than you think because you got to worry that your boat or your jet ski is going to start back up and you can make it back, because it would take about 15 minutes to go a mile, and you'd be going over Niagara Falls. But the upper Niagara River is gorgeous. It's gorgeous during the summer. A lot of gorgeous houses along the river, and a lot of boat traffic, a lot of pleasure boating, and I can launch from Lake Erie and be down here in about 20 minutes at 50 miles an hour in a jet ski, 55. But it's really cool. As you can see today, it's a gorgeous day to be out on the river. A lot of boats, a lot of speed boats. You can hear the speed boats off in the distance. And here, turn around, I'm on my jet ski with Peter Jr. and Drew. We're just out here trying to get some sun and drift down the river and have some fun on the jet ski. But it's really nice. There are a lot of nice boats. There's a nice little houseboat coming down here. And there are many marinas. What's really cool is to see the speedboats coming by, flying by 100 miles an hour. I can hear one coming. If that guy comes back, he just flew by us about 100 miles an hour. If he comes back, I'll try and get a video of that. But it's pretty cool out here. It's actually, you can go swimming here. You jump off the jet ski, go swimming, float down the river. Water right now is feels like it's about 68 degrees. So if you ever get up towards Buffalo, New York, and you want to have a nice place to go visit, you go around the Niagara River, the upper Niagara River, and down by Niagara Falls is very, very nice. Okay, right now I'm at a really cool spot on the Niagara River. What makes it cool is the Niagara River actually splits into two sections. It goes around Grand Island, and Grand Island is the largest freshwater island in the world. I think it's around 26 miles around. I've biked around it a couple times and it's really cool. That's where I launched my jet ski from. That I was really close to Niagara Falls, so that's where I started. So this is what it looks like now. This is where the river splits. If I go that way, which is where it came from, down that way, this is the West River. It goes around the west side of Grand Island. And this way is the East River. It goes around Grand Island. But no matter which way you go, if you go this way, the East River or the West River, they're all both going to go around, come around, and they end up at Niagara Falls on the other side of Grand Island. A lot of industry on this side, on the United States side. So basically what I have is the United States on this side. That's Strawberry Island right in the middle of the river. And although I'm looking over the edge here, the water I'm in is about 15 feet deep right now. When you get up by Strawberry Island and around the middle of the river there, it's only about 3 feet deep. You can get off, you can stand in the water. A lot of people swim, party, and park their boats around the river. So we got the West River, the East River, and what I'm going to do now, you can see it's pretty wavy. It's choppy here because this is where the river splits, is where it starts to speed up. The river really starts to speed up here. And if you look up, you can see where it gets smooth up there. Now, what we're looking at, I'm looking up the river towards Lake Erie. And the first bridge there, that is the International Railroad Bridge. That's how trains get across from the United States or Canada back and forth. And then beyond that is the Peace Bridge. It's very hard to hold still because the waves it's kind of wavy. There's a lot of boats out here today. So what I'm going to do is, I'm only about 2 miles from the mouth of the Niagara River in Buffalo, where it dumps out of Lake Erie. That's where the Niagara River starts, at Lake Erie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly up there really quick and show you where the river starts, because it's really cool. It goes pretty quick. It gets really choppy because it goes downhill fast. It's about 8 miles an hour around the Peace Bridge. And I'll show you how turbulent that water is up around where the Niagara River starts. All right, here I am. I'm right at the International Railroad Bridge, and I'm going pretty quick. You can see the water going around the abutments here. Current's at least 7 or 8 miles an hour, and it's going pretty quick. And you can see I'm sailing underneath this bridge. I'm just flowing with the current, and I'm going pretty good. My jet ski is dead. I'm just coasting. Here comes a speedboat flying down the Niagara River. This is a real common thing. Guys run up and down the Niagara River on their racing boats, and some of these boats go really fast. A friend of mine's got one that goes 100 miles an hour, but this guy's flying. He's only going about 60. All right, so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go backwards. Here comes, I gotta let this guy pass me before I do anything. Hey, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna turn around. Let me start my jet ski up. Here comes some wake from this boat. Again, here's Canada. I'm really close to Canada. You can see how fast I passed that bridge. I'm just floating with the stream, with the current. I'm gonna go up to the Peace Bridge. There's the Peace Bridge right there. That's right where the Niagara River starts, dumping out of Lake Erie. A lot of traffic on the Peace Bridge today. It's Sunday. I'm gonna fly up there and show you where the big intakes are, water intakes for the Niagara and Erie County Water Department, and then how fast the current is going around the Peace Bridge there. Right now, that's about a mile. Only taking about 5 minutes to get there. Okay, right now I'm at the mouth of the Niagara River. Looking south, I'm looking directly south. And if you look directly south, way down there is the old Bethlehem steel site full of windmills. And over here is what's called the roundhouse. That roundhouse is a big water intake. That's what feeds all the fresh water up on land for western New York. Now I'm going to come around. This side is Canada, and right now technically I'm still on the lake, but you can see where it gets really rough really quick, and that's the Peace Bridge, and I'm right at the mouth of the Niagara River. This is where the Niagara River starts. If I look on this side, you can see downtown Buffalo. Downtown Buffalo is right there, and the Buffalo Harbor is right there. A lot of sailing goes on there, a lot of sailing clubs were pretty neat. Now, I'm coasting, I'm just following the current. My motor's not running, and I am very close to making the transition from going on the lake to on the river. So what I'll do is I'll zoom up to the Peace Bridge there, show you how the current is there, where another water intake is, and then conclude this. But it's a beautiful day out here, and it's really cool to go on the river. The water, I'm looking down right now, the water's probably about 15 feet deep. It's pretty clear. And as I get up to the mouth of the river, right where it's rapid, those rapids start, it probably drops down to about 4 feet. And that's where the current picks up. The current picks up to about, right now I'm going about 2 or 3 miles an hour. As I get up there, that's where it starts going about 6 to 7 miles an hour. And right at the Peace Bridge, it speeds up to 8. But this is what's always amazed me. I can get on my jet ski right there in the United States, go across the water to Canada in about 30 seconds. And you know, if you're looking for a good place to smuggle something, this would be an excellent place. You jump on there, 30 seconds, you jump off there, and you go from the United States to Canada. When I get close to the bridge, I'll show you, but right in the middle of the bridge there, you'll see the flags. And the flags indicate the border between the United States and Canada. It's really hard to hold stiff because I'm starting to make the transition onto the river, and it's getting a little choppy. But if you cross that line, an imaginary line on the water on the Niagara River, technically you're in Canada. You can get pulled over by the Canadian police, and that's something you don't want to have happen. There's 4 or 5 different agencies that patrol the water here. There's the United States Coast Guard, Canadian Coast Guard, the Erie County Sheriff's Department. We have the RCMP, which is a Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Then we have the Department of Environmental Conservation, and 2 or 3 other agencies besides Border Security or Homeland Security from the United States, which is stationed right there in that big building. That's where Homeland Security is stationed for cars and vehicles coming into the United States. And on the Canadian side, they have the same amount of security. It used to be easy to go across this bridge. They just say, where were you born and what's your citizenship? Now, when you go through there, it's a real rigorous inspection. So I'm still floating, and I've already I've probably coasted a good 1/4 of a mile. So let's zoom up. I'm going to fly up to the Peace Bridge. I'll show you the current there, and that's where I'll wrap it up. But it's pretty neat. You wonder how rough it is. There you go. I just left I left Lake Erie, and right now I'm on the Niagara River. I just made the transition, and you can see it is really wavy. I'm having a hard time sitting still holding the camera. But the water right here, if I stand up, I'll try and look down. You can't really see, but it's about, I'm going to guess it's like 8 feet deep. I can see the bottom, I can see seaweed, and it's really rough. The water's, I'm really starting to speed up. I'm now going about 6 or 7 miles an hour. Now I'm going to zoom up to the Peace Bridge. So here's the Peace Bridge. I had to keep the motor running because it's really tricky to navigate here. I got to stay away from those abutments. I'm speeding up. I'm probably going about 10 miles an hour right now. And as I indicated before, there's the border right there. The flags indicate the international border crossing. I'm going to go down the American side so I don't get in trouble. They see someone out here with a camera, they think there's someone scoping out the place. But I'm going under this bridge pretty quick. Like I said, there's Canada, and on this side of the bridge is the United States. And here's how fast I'm going past this embankment. And I'm just coasting right now. You see that water, you can see how rough that is. It's pretty loud, a lot of turbulence there, a lot of back current, and a lot of undertows here. You fall out of the water here, you're in big trouble even though I have a life vest on. Now, here is another water intake. This water intake serves, right there is where the water goes in. It gets sucked up here, and then it goes into that big pumping station right there, and that's how water gets pumped into western New York. But that also acts as a big icebreaker. During the spring when icebergs come down, that acts as a huge icebreaker and breaks up chunks of ice. right around there, just where I was sitting, that's where they placed the ice boom to hold all the ice back on the river. So here I am. I'm just coasting down the river, and now for boats that can't make it down the river, there's a canal. You can see a boat right there going over, and that's the Black Rock Canal. And there's a series of locks because the river does drop considerably. That boat right there is in the Black Rock Canal, and it's going to be coming up on this. I'll see if I can get a picture of it. I'm sorry, it's really hard to hold still because of the current. But we have a drawbridge, and that's the drawbridge. And that bridge will go up to let boats through. A lot of sailboats go through here, big boats, barges, and that bridge will lift up and allow boats to pass through the Black Rock Canal. And the Black Rock Canal dumps out way down on the other side of the International International Railroad Bridge. So that's about it. That's a quick tour of the Niagara River from the mouth of the Niagara River, Lake Erie, all the way up to the brink of Niagara Falls, where I can say that it was pretty scary. And right now I'm sitting on the water, and it's pretty scary because it's really choppy on the river here. It's pretty easy to fall over. There are a lot of holes in the ground and in the terrain underneath the water. There are all of a sudden you'll come up and there'll be real smooth spots. So there are giant holes in the ground underneath the water where the water will get really smooth. And then you can see, I'm going to show you how it's kind of smooth, but it also gets choppy. And where it gets choppy, you have a lot of rocks. And again, there's a lot of boat traffic. People drive up and down the river all day long on pleasure craft. And there's the international crossing. And I just noticed that I'm almost out of gas. So you don't want to get caught on the river with no gas because you're just going to flow down and get in trouble. The Coast Guard will pull you over, and if you go into Canadian water, you can end up getting arrested and get a ticket. So that's it. That's something a little different from you. Thanks for stopping by Pete's Garage. Pete's Garage right now is on the Niagara River. And it's a lot of fun, I gotta tell you. It is a lot of fun. Thanks for stopping by.